Great evening. Peace to everyone. Welcome to Karmic Dynasty. Um, we are here tonight. Michael Coles and we are here tonight. I am here. Now, I need everyone with me, everybody coming in along the way. I'm going to share this banner because I need you all to assist me as we welcome Michael Coles to Karmic Dynasty again. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, Michael Coles has created it's not sharing, there it goes, the Kemetic Tarot Veil of BASTET. Now, there are videos on the platform. Michael has his own folder on my YouTube channel, so go check it out. Contact him for your copy of the Kemetic Tarot Veil of BASTET. Very interesting. It's a part of the curriculum that I have for homeschooling. Speaking of which, paperbacks are available. Get yours today. And let's see here. Now, I am a traveling matriarch / scribe right now these days in my life. So I will be appearing in this manner, sipping my tea. Michael got this presentation for y'all tonight. It's flame. I'm going to use the word flame. Fire. Okay. Michael Coles, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself.
I'm excited. I got my own folder.
Okay.
You don't know. You said that. Whoa! I got my own folder.
You have your own folder on Karmic Dynasty YouTube channel. Y'all go check that out.
Oh yeah. Well, to everyone, anyone that hasn't seen my presentations before, I study ancient Kemetic mythology, religion, culture, and I put together the Kemetic Tarot based on it. And today we'll be doing a presentation on Wakanda and the Kemetic religion, the Kemetic mythology. You know, the whole Kemetic space that it encapsulates.
Yes, we are. Okay, so now, again, y'all, welcome Michael Coles to Karmic Dynasty. Michael, this is his presentation we're sharing. And he is navigating the presentation. Y'all know what? This man right here, I love him. He's working with me this evening. He is navigating his presentation this evening. Y'all, again, welcome Michael Coles to Karmic Dynasty. Now, right quick, while I sip my tea, because I'm sipping my tea this evening.
All right.
Welcoming everyone here. I love y'all. It's been a while since I've been on my platform. You're following me, you're paying attention, you're rolling with me, you're vibrating with me. So, welcome. The Emperor, Abdiel Ben Levi El, he's in the building to get the knowledge. Peace to the tribe. We also have the royal matriarch herself, Shariri El, hashtag Unoccupied Turtle Island fellow scribe. She speaks grand uprising royals. What up, though, tribe? Islam, Neferatum Ra. She asked us to like and share, subscribe to the platforms. Let's get this wisdom. And hashtag Team Michael Evans. How about that? Rose Amberzine. That's right, where I'm at. Speaking good evening, everyone, from the YouTube channel. And y'all know what? When Michael starts speaking, I'm about to go to my Facebook groups and start sharing out this video. That's all of what I'm knowing right now. Shriri L sending them flowers, roses. I already know.
Oh, those are for you. Those aren't for me.
Those are roses for Michael.
Those are for you. They're not for me. I don't rate. It's all right, though, because I got my own folder.
Yes, he has his own folder on YouTube, Karmic Dynasty Shop. Check it out. And M-Town Vet, peace, power, balance, and wholeness to you, brother. Peace. Now we have the universal humanitarian himself here, El Moore. I appreciate you and your presence on Karmic Dynasty as always, and your continued support. And one cosmic love. So on this note, we're getting started. I'm
All right.
passing the mic to Michael. No pun intended. Let's roll.
Yeah. So thank you all for coming. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about the goddess Bastet, specifically the Kemetic goddess of Wakanda. Um, basically, in Wakanda, in the Marvel movies, the Marvel Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, they call her Bast, which is the same name. It's just a different name, slightly different pronunciation of the same name. But she's the patron NETERT of Wakanda, right? And NETERT is the feminine form of the word neter, which is a nature spirit or a deity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And before we start, I just wanted to say that one of the things that really made me think about this presentation, I just want to we'll give a shout out to Brother Eternal, right? I saw
Eternal
his
El
video,
Bay,
and
yes.
yeah, and something he said really struck a chord with me, where he said, the Marvel movies, is good action, good popcorn, popcorn theater, all that good stuff. He said, but it's a soft introduction, right, to
Mm-hmm.
Kemetic culture and Kemetic religion, Kemetic mythology. It's just a good introduction, a nice soft introduction, right? So and I kind of took that and I said, he's got it right on. That's exactly the way I think about it. It's not really, they don't go really super deep with it. They just give you kind of the top layer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I figure we could dig a little deeper and find out where they got their ideas from. How they changed it, that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to focus on tonight. So BAST is just another name for the Kemetic NETERT BASTET, right? So BAST, BASTET, same thing. In Wakandan culture, the MCU, the goddess Bastet or Bast is represented by her sacred animal, which is the Black Panther. Uh, Now, Bast gave the warrior shaman Bashinga a vision, making him the first Black Panther. He was the first king of Wakanda. And I got a little clip for you here.
Warrior shaman received a vision from the panther goddess Bast, who led him to the heart-shaped herb.
And that's the scene where they tell you the history of it, right? From Black Panther. They basically tell you this is Bast came and gave him a vision, and that vision led him to the power source. Now, it's believed that Black Panther is an avatar for Bast. I don't know if any of you have seen Moon Knight. Moon Knight is a human avatar for Khonshu, the moon god, the moon netter, and it's believed that Black Panther might be an avatar in a very similar way, although she seems to let the people, the Black Panther, keep more control of his body and his mind than Khonshu does in his
Mm-hmm.
series. All right, go to the next one. Now, in the MCU, in the introduction to Bast, the first time Bast is mentioned in the Marvel Cinema Universe is in Captain America: Civil War. Right? There's a scene where T'Challa mentions Bast and her counterpart Sekhmet. Right? And he
Mm-hmm.
mentions that they greet the recently deceased. And we have a little video on that for you here too. This is the introduction scene. The first time Bast is mentioned in the Marvel universe.
In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point. You reach out with both hands and Bast, Sekhmet. They lead you into the green belt where you can run forever.
All right. And in this one, they deviate from the standard Kemetic mythology. The standard Kemetic faith. The ancient faith. They deviate here because Bast and Sekhmet are actually protectors. They
Mm-hmm.
protect you while you're alive. They don't really. They're not really that involved you know, in your affairs after you die. That's
Mm-hmm.
when Anpu, or the Greeks called him Anubis, Asur or Osiris in Greek. You know, that's when the death gods take over, right? The gods of the underworld take over, and
Right.
BAST and Sekhmet really don't have anything to do with that part of the universe at that point. But in the MCU, you know, they took a liberty and they said, okay, BAST and Sekhmet, they're gonna take you and greet you when you reach the underworld and or heaven, you know, the green belt, and they'll take care of you from there. So it's a nice thought. It's a little different than the actuality than the reality, but you know, it sounds nice. All right, now if anyone saw Thor: Love and Thunder, the other MC movie, BAST made a brief appearance in that. She's almost in the background. They basically went past a bunch of the deities that were there, and they actually showed BAST sitting there in human form. And this is a screen capture of her sitting in what is it, Eternal City or whatever they called it. And I actually like what they did with the design. I like how they put it together, you know, with in the human, you know, when they put her in human form.
Yeah. Now this movie, the Thor: Love and Thunder, I've not seen.
Yeah, it
I
was.
will be
I mean,
watching.
it was okay, but it was like they were really pushing, I guess, for little kids, for a younger audience. They weren't really, you know. So they really, I guess they tried to make it really kid friendly or something. So a lot of people didn't enjoy that. You know, I'm like, it's a comic book. You know, I mean, well, you know, what are you gonna do? It's a comic book. So
Yeah, I'll be watching.
You know, what are you expecting? All right. There's also references to BAST in the Wakanda Forever trailer. And I don't know this for sure because they don't show any of the trailers, but I'm 100% certain that BAST is going to be referenced by name in Wakanda Forever. I'm pretty sure someone's going to say praise BAST or BAST help us, something, you know, just call on her for help or something at some point.
Okay, so in the movie review, I'll be looking for that.
Yeah.
And I'll make note of that during that broadcast.
Well, they got like 2 hours and 40 minutes in that movie to say it. So I heard it's like 2.5 hours long. So
when you going to see the movie Thursday?
Oh, well, I couldn't get tickets Thursday. I'm going Friday.
I think I'm going Tuesdays on my calendar.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll be back. We'll be on here with that movie review for sure.
All right. All right. Okay. So BAST and Sekhmet statues, BAST and Sekhmet, they started out as protectors of kings, right? The pharaohs. They were originally protectors of the royal family. That was their original duty, right? Eventually, Sekhmet became protector, sort of the fierce protector, and we'll kind of get into that in a minute. BAST became more of the domestic protector, and as the domestic protector, she was adopted by the common people at some point, right? By the non-royal people at some point, and just really her worship really spread, right? But in the Wakanda Forever trailer, you can actually see the statues of BAST and Sekhmet at the feet of King Bashinga.
Okay, I see.
I don't know if you can see. I can't see my cursor. On the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is it might be his wife. It might be his sister. It's another powerful female character, right? But yeah, those statues are there, and they represent BAST and Sekhmet during the funeral scene. And by the way, this burial chamber that you see on the screen, this whole big stone thing with the statues on it. Let's see. Oh, you can see my cursor now. Right where I'm putting my cursor, right? This whole big burial chamber. In the comics, they call that Bernazana, Bernanzana, or Bernan Mukata, or they call it the necropolis, the city of the dead. This is where in the comics, the mythology of the comics, this is the burial chamber for all of the past kings and queens of all the past kings and queens of Wakanda are buried in here.
Oh, okay.
All right. And I love that Ryan Coogler didn't spare any. I mean, he went all out with the detail, right? Like up here, you have your little circular, you have your little circle above with the little sort of snowflake symbol on it, and that
Mm-hmm.
represents all the different tribes. I mean, there's so much detail. He puts so much detail into everything. It's incredible. I don't know how he keeps track of it all, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we get into BASTET, the Kemetic NETERT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally,
Which, if
BASTET.
everyone has the Kemetic, the tarot set, then they're already familiar with these visuals right here.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. This picture is actually this image is actually from the BASTET card in the Kemetic tarot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and she's a domestic protector and protector of children, which is why she's standing here um, with the baby, with the
Mm-hmm.
Ankh, which represents life, and what they call the sistrum, right? The sistrum is a sacred metal
Mm-hmm.
rattle. It's a sacred rattle made out of metal, a percussion instrument, and it was used in sacred ceremonies. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it was her sacred instrument. So originally, Bastet was a fierce lioness protector, right? She was actually a lioness, right? Her job was to protect the pharaoh. Um, but I guess the problem is that you had Sekhmet and you had Bast or Bastet, and they basically both had the same job and the same
Mm-hmm.
powers, the same attributes.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's sort of a competition. Like, okay, well, which one are we going to worship? Well, you know, well, let's let Sekhmet keep this job, and we'll give Bastet a new job. And they kind of moved her into the area of domestic protection, protecting children, protecting families, protecting the home.
Mm-hmm.
So Bastet took on sort of the gentler aspects of sacred and became associated with the sacred domestic cats, right? And I guess some of the theory is that cats, they kill, you know, uh, cats kill mice. They
Mm-hmm.
kill, they can fight off or kill snakes,
Mm-hmm.
scorpions. They basically they kill pests, right? So it was along those lines, right? Like, okay, she'll protect around the house.
If that's the case, I need me some cats because I got some pests.
It can't do nothing about. Well, never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna say something about bad men, but no.
No, no, no.
I'm not going there. So Bastet became associated with childbirth, good
Mm-hmm.
health, pleasure, domestic protection, all of those things. In fact, she's so associated with good health. Her name actually comes from the Kemetic word for ointment jar.
Mm.
So, like a jar of ointment. That's literally what her name means. All right. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. So, Bastet is also closely related to Sekhmet and Hathor, right? The goddesses. And these are called the WADJET goddesses. The WADJET is the Eye of Ra, right? And it's actually personified as another goddess called WADJET.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eye of Ra is WADJET. So there's a group of goddesses who are closely associated with the Eye of Ra, and they're called the WADJET goddesses or the Uraeus goddesses. The Uraeus is the cobra that you see on like a pharaoh's tomb, King Tut's tomb, where the cobra is sitting on the top of his crown, looking outward, upright. That's a
Mm-hmm.
Uraeus.
Okay.
It's essentially it's a snake that a cobra that sits upright, but it usually encircles something, and usually that something is the Eye of Ra. So it
Okay.
protects him or protects the Eye of Ra. So they're called WADJET goddesses or Uraeus goddesses. Uraeus is another Greek word, so yeah, not too excited about it. But yeah, so they're in this group, all these goddesses that are closely related, to the Eye of Ra, and they're called the WADJET goddesses. And they are all related also through one of the oldest stories in Kemetic literature, right? The tale of the wandering goddess. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But basically, every goddess every WADJET goddess, every goddess that's associated with the Eye of Ra is associated to the tale of the wandering goddess, because they're all about Ra losing his eye.
Okay.
Now, Sekhmet is a fierce lioness protector. We talked about her briefly. Hathor is Sekhmet's gentler personality, right? They're literally like the same person, different aspects of the same goddess. Bastet is the domestic aspect of Sekhmet's protective powers. So you can all think of them in terms of each other. Then we have the dual goddesses, right? So one thing that happened was these goddesses were so closely related that, and a lot of times they'll actually combine the goddesses and just put both their names together and say, this is one goddess, two aspects of the same goddess, two aspects of the same NETERT, right? So, for instance, you get Sekhmet Hathor is often found in the old literature. Bastet Tefnut, Sekhmet Mut. And basically they represent different pairings of the same goddess. So, for instance, Sekhmet Hathor is the fierce aspects of Sekhmet combined with the gentle maternal aspects of Hathor. Bastet Tefnut represents the healing and nurturing aspects of Bastet with the cosmic powers of the primordial NETERT Tefnut, who's the goddess of moisture and rain. So you have the cosmic power, plus you have the nurturing aspects. And Sekhmet Mut is the fierce and powerful aspects of Sekhmet, and you're combining that with the power of Mut, who is the grand matriarch. In fact, Mut's name literally means mother. And these pairings are changed a lot depending on what you're reading and I guess what they were trying to convey in the writings. But you see these pairings all over the place, and it's always, always, always the WADJET goddesses that are paired together. All right. Now, I told you briefly about the tale of the wandering goddess, right? This is one of the oldest tales, Kemetic tales that ever discovered, right? One of the originals. The NETERT goddess is, they swap them in and out, right? They change the name sometimes. They make it a different goddess or different NETERT for different purposes. But the tale is always the same, right? And it basically follows this design. The WADJET goddess leaves Ra, signifying Ra's lost his eye, right? The eye of Ra is now lost. It's left. Ra goes into despair and says, I'm having, I'm upset. I've lost my power, essentially. I'm no longer as strong as I was. And he falls into this regret. So then he sends an emissary to convince the goddess or the NETERT to come back. Usually the emissary is Tahuti, right? In fact, it's almost always Tahuti. He says, Tahuti, you got to go get him. You got to go get her. Go bring her back. So Tahuti travels, convinces her to come back. And after he convinces her to come back, there's a joyful celebration when she returns, right? Because now he's Ra's reunited with his eye. Now there's several versions of this tale. One variation is the Wrath of Sekhmet, and in this tale, Ra basically says, all these people are being evil on the earth. In fact, I think in the old tales they say the people are wicked because they're making fun of me, right? They're disrespecting me, right? So he basically says, okay, I'm going to send out the Eye of Ra. I'm going to send Sekhmet out to kill all the evil people in the world. So she goes out, she kills all the evil people. Well, what does she do when she finishes killing all the evil people? Well, now she has a taste for human blood. Now she's like, well, I think I'll kill the rest of them too. So she's killing all the innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
So Ra says, I got to put a stop to this. So he sends Tahuti out. Tahuti basically dyes some beer red, big barrels of beer. He just dyes it red, and they dump it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
When Sekhmet wakes up, she sees the red beer on the ground. She thinks it's blood. She drinks it up, and she passes out from being drunk. So then Tahuti takes her, passed out, back to Ra. And when she wakes up, she's calmed down and she's turned into Hathor at that point. So that's one version, right? Another version is where the WADJET goddess basically, leaves the country. She just gets mad one day, and that's how it often works, right? She just gets mad, right? She gets mad at Ra. They have an argument. She's like, "I'm out of here.
Out.
I'm just out. I'm done with it. I had enough, right? No more." So she packs up her stuff. She leaves the country, goes to a foreign land. Ra sends Tahuti to go get her, and then he convinces her to come back. But along the way, the story is really about their journey coming back, right? Along the way, Tahuti is showing his ability, his wisdom, right? His ability to say wise things, and he keeps telling her stories, with morals and things, basically to try to convince her to come back. At one point, though, in the middle of their journey, she gets pretty mad, and she's like, I'm getting tired of you talking to me. I'm about to. And by the way, Tahuti, forgot to mention, I should mention, Tahuti took the form of a baboon, which is one of his sacred animals as well. But the goddess says, I'm getting pretty tired of you talking. You need to shut up, or I'm going to eat you. And of course, he just, I'm sorry. Please don't eat me. And then, but he keeps talking anyway. And they end up getting back to Ra, and they have a big celebration. So, but that's the general theme of the story. But it's a fascinating story. And I actually have versions of it up on the veilofasset.com website, my official Kemetic tarot website. I actually have a bunch of these tales up there, including the Wandering Goddess tales. So check those out if you're interested.
Yeah, because I remember those stories when you were here doing the Kemetic Tarot Veil of Asset presentation.
Oh, yeah. The classics. Yeah. I'm telling you, they're just, it's like, it's such good stuff. I mean, if you read it in the original, if you read it in the original, the hieroglyphs, it's extremely hard to read. But even when you translate it, it's still kind of hard to read. They really went for, I don't know. I have a theory that they just wrote a lot of stuff, right? Because they were trying to fill up space. Because I think they were more acting things out back then, right? They would like read them to people, and they wanted a story that would last a long time. So it seems like a lot of stuff they put in these stories was really filler. It's a lot of extra stuff that really didn't add up to anything. It really didn't push the story forward or anything. It was just like, let me just throw some more stuff in here just to make it longer, right? Like they were getting paid by the hour or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's but I've on the website, I've actually shrunk them down, edited them, cut out a lot of the stuff that really isn't necessary to the story as a whole. So they're much easier to read. All right. So we talked about the nice side of BASTET, right? The gentle side, the gentle nature, the domestic protector. But she could also, she also had another side, right? She could be a punisher. Kind of like a house cat can turn on you in a minute, right? A house cat can get mad and start shredding your stuff, or
I heard
hiss at you, scratch you, whatever, just on a dime, right? She had the same type of, I guess, attitude. She could actually be pretty fierce when she was provoked. There was one story where a prince made the NETERT mad, specifically Tahuti and Ra. He made them mad because he stole Tahuti's book of magic. right? Which was a magical text that contained all the magical knowledge in the world. And this prince went and stole it. Well, so then the prince goes back home, and the next thing he knows, he's trying to seduce one of Bastet's priestesses in the temple, right? So the priestess says, you know what? If you want to be with me, you know, my mistress, my goddess has told me you have to give away everything you own. You have to renounce your throne, right? And by the way, you have to murder your family. So that's the only way I can be with you, right? The only way we can be together. So this fool goes and does it, right? He renounces his throne. He kills his family. You know, he gives away everything he owns. Just crazy, right? And then he goes back to the temple and he says, okay, I did everything you said. Now we get married. He goes to grab her hand and she crumbles into a pile of dust, right? Yeah. Well, the dude wakes up and he goes, oh, it looks like Bastet sent me a vision that this is what she's going to do to me if I don't return this book. So she could be pretty, what's the word, vindictive if she wants to, right? I mean, like she, at least she gave him a warning, right? Like,
she did.
This is what's going to happen if you don't do what I tell you to, right? Like, oh,
yes, watch your life.
Yeah, you know. Well, I really like how she didn't say, you know, like, you know, if you don't give it back, I'm going to kill you. No, she's like, you don't give it back, I'm going to destroy your entire family, your life, your kingdom. I'm going to take everything from you. They're like, oh, okay.
That kind of sounds like.
What's that?
That it kind of sounds like that biblical story. I can't remember.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but you may.
The one where he lost everything.
Oh, Job.
Yeah, Job. That kind of sounds like the Job story.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. And to be honest, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of crossover, I guess, right? With
that's
with
a broadcast for another day.
Let me say it like that, right? Where a lot of the ancient Kemetic stories, a lot of the ancient Kemetic myths, you know, kind of migrated into other religions and other cultures along the way. And you know, it wouldn't surprise me to learn that, you know, there was some crossover there as well.
Yeah.
So in another case was okay. So house cats were considered sacred because of Bastet, right? And she was worshipped everywhere in the kingdom, everywhere in Kemet. The main worship center of hers was a city called Bubastis, which means the house of Bast, or the house of Bastet. And there was actually a recorded incident, right? They actually documented this. It was around 60 BC, where a Roman citizen came to Kemet and he killed a house cat. And they turned around and mobbed him and killed him on the spot. So they took it very, very seriously. And later, I think a few years later, I think the Roman emperor said, you know, no more of this, and you know, he kind of outlawed Kemetic religion, the Kemetic faith. But yeah, they took it very seriously. They did not play around with this. So that's the end. I guess we got any questions or anything?
Cool. No. Looks like interestingly, Kai Creatress is mentioning she heard Marvel Disney isn't inviting a Black content creator to Black Panther events when she is a part of it.
Who? I mean, who is she?
I don't know who is she. But you know, from what I know, Marvel Disney will be punished.
Yeah, that won't stand very long. I'll tell you that. If that's, I mean, I hadn't heard that, but I
hadn't heard that neither.
Yeah.
And M-Town
Vet some kind of contract dispute with them or something. But I doubt that.
Yeah, we gotta look into that and see. M-Town Vet spoke on the house cats detecting negative spirits. and transmuting negative energies earlier. But otherwise,
Different attributes, the same beings. Yeah. So the WADJET goddesses, I mean, they're essentially they're considered different aspects of the same goddess for the most part, right? There are some where they specifically say this one's
Mhm.
separate from that one, but then they go back and they combine them together with your dual goddesses, right? Your Sekhmet
Mhm.
Hathor and your BAST Moot and whatever, right? They go back and they combine them again later. So but they are considered different aspects of the same being essentially.
Yeah, but other than all that, nope, looks like everybody's just paying attention, taking notes, pretty much like me myself. Yeah. So I will be going to see this movie. I
Her
think
name
it's
is
Tuesday.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Well, let me check something real quick.
Time to dig in, kite creatures. We about to dig in and see. We about to see. Yeah, I'm going to see Black Panther next Tuesday. That's on my calendar.
Yeah. Um, I don't see anything, but it may be buried pretty far down in the news. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure we'll hear about it pretty quick. Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear about it
Yeah,
pretty
kite
quickly.
creatures, send me a link or something. Okay, here
Yeah.
goes something I got. Here I got it. I'm not sharing my screen this evening. Michael is working over here on Karmic Dynasty today. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do some work today, y'all. Hold back, hold back. All right, this appears. This article is from the Decider, and it says Black journalists creators. My load is slow. Um, hold on, couldn't y'all do Black Adam? I heard about Black Adam, Abdiel. I've not, you know,
Black
personally.
Adam. I mean, Black Adam. Black Adam isn't really. I mean, it was a good movie, but it's more of it's more Sumerian. I mean, the whole cultural thing is really it's based in a country that's sort of a fictional country that's based on Sumeria. So I mean, it's interesting stuff. I'm doing some research right now on I'm doing some research right now on werewolves, right? And
Uh,
the first werewolf story ever written was a Sumerian story about a werewolf from about almost 4,000 years ago. Black journalist creators being excluded from premiere. Well, who are they? I mean, and that just says from the premiere. That's like I don't know, man. Uh da, 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 premiere, world premiere. Okay. Da 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 da. It's per by a tweet from Keshav Kant, director of Off Color, which covers the intersection of media, culture, politics, and race. Da, da, da. Da 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 da. Collective. My creators. I don't know. I saw. Let me put it this way. I've seen uh, a whole series of about I don't know 5 or 6 interviews so far from the world premiere with black content creators and black writers, um, black reporters, where they have interviewed the cast members at the premiere. They literally brought them in to interview the cast members at the premiere, at the world premiere. So I don't know. It sounds to me like somebody just didn't get in. But I don't know. I mean, maybe they may have something, but I'd have to look into it because that. I mean, if you look on YouTube right now and Google Wakanda Forever, there's
Mhm.
interviews for days with black owned newspapers, black owned video streaming services. It's just um, I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Right.
But yeah, the Black Adam thing, that's Sumerian. I mean, it's just it's like it's same region, but not slightly different continent.
Um, Michael, when you're ready, if you would
What's
close,
that?
just when you're ready, go ahead and close out the show today. I'm
All
speaking
right,
my piece to everyone right now in advance, though. I'm
all
still
right.
sipping my tea, chilling. Yeah, I'm chilling.
All right. Well, before we go, let's do a quick giveaway, right? We'll do a
Ooh.
Kemetic tarot set. So let's all right. So we talked about the WADJET goddesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first person that can name three of the WADJET goddesses,
Mm.
you get it.
Mm. You'll get a free Kemetic Tarot Veil of
Yeah,
Set.
that's the question. Name
Set.
three WADJET goddesses.
And they'll need to provide us with the mailing address
Yep.
so you can contact Michael or me. Here's his contact information, and I'll share mine shortly.
Ah, thank you, Rose. Appreciate it.
Gratitude. Appreciate you, Rose. Glad you're here, Rose. Glad you are here.
Anyone know the three WADJET goddesses or three of them?
Y'all were taking notes, right? Y'all were taking notes
I
because he's here. So
didn't know it was
you're
gonna be a
are you surprised he's
test.
giving away a free set? Quit playing. Y'all know take notes when he's here.
I didn't know it was gonna be a test. What's up, real quick? Uh, all right, let me try another one.
Okay.
That was a little bit tougher, so we'll try another one. All right, so we talked about the wandering, the tale of the wandering goddess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, can someone tell me the netter that gets sent out, that Ra sends out to retrieve the wandering goddess? Hey, Miss Brenda. Hey, Aunt Brenda. CJ is my friend. He lives out west, and yeah, his Aunt Brenda, good people. Oh, so no one knows that one either. That's an easy one. He's the god of wisdom.
Nobody knows that. Or they just in observance capacity. Sometimes people be driving, watching my broadcast, or at
Ah, that'll do it. That's
work.
not safe, but
I know, like I'm just about everybody in here. Yeah, they be watching while they at work. They probably
yeah,
like,
if you're driving, put it
eh.
on audio only.
Yeah, audio only, and play it back because you missed the great visuals.
Yeah, play it back when you get home after you park. I guess no one got that one either. All right, so
What do
we'll
y'all
try.
know?
We'll try one more. Right. We'll try one more. I got one more for you. Right.
Oh, well, we're at swim practice. That's what's up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's one. We'll try this one. This will be the last one. Okay. In Marvel movies, in Wakanda, uh, BASTET bestows power on one superhero. Who's that superhero?
Mm.
Who's the superhero that gets his power from BAST?
Goodness.
Nobody
Y'all better
knows.
come on here. Don't make me turn my screen on. Don't make me turn my screen on. Y'all do not want to see me right now.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Black Panther. Yeah, but she doesn't count. She's my sister. She doesn't count. So the next person that gets it in there.
We have a Chadwick as a response.
You want to take that, Chadwick?
It's your set.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take Chadwick. All right, Cherie Reed.
Take it.
We'll take Chadwick. We'll take Chadwick.
Naomi Mackey's on it too. Okay, y'all. See y'all. Okay, the presentation. Look at y'all. I'm so proud. I knew y'all could do it, and I knew y'all didn't want to see me this evening, so I'm not gonna turn my screen on. That was a threat. Trust me. Me turning my screen on right now, that was a threat. I appreciate. Okay. I love y'all because I don't like.
Yeah, so our winners are Cherie Reed L and Naomi Mackey.
Yes.
All right.
So Naomi Mackey and Cherie Reed L, if you would contact Michael or myself with a mailing address, and we'll get your set to you promptly. Here once more is Michael's contact information, and as I said, promised I would share mine. So here's mine, and okay, all right, and back to Michael's presentation.
All right. That's it for me. I'm done.
All right.
I hope you all enjoyed it.
Closing out.
Yep. Hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope you all enjoy the movie. You know, when you're watching the movie, you know, look for those little references to Kemetic culture in the movie. I mean, you know, Ryan Coogler, he puts these references everywhere, just little Kemetic Easter eggs all over the place. So just when you go see the movie, just keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Thank you, Marketers Media.
It is amazing, the tarot set. I love it.
All right, folks. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the recipients of the Kemetic Tarot set. This is the Michael Coates presentation. Check out his folder, YouTube channel, Karmic Dynasty. He has his own folder. Check out more content there. One love. I enjoyed you all being here. Peace. Good evening to all of you.